With its Christina Dolores mystery, Westworld makes significant strides in Season 4, Episode 5. Every major reveal is detailed here. Dolores, played by Evan Rachel Wood, paid the ultimate price by offering her life to free humanity from Rehoboam in the Westworld Season 3 finale. Although completely wiping all data from a host's pearl is very difficult, Rehoboam did so, leaving no trace of the character Westworld viewers witnessed develop over the course of 3 entire seasons. Well, definitely not forever. In Westworld Season 4, Evan Rachel Wood makes a comeback, this time playing Christina. Christina is a painfully ordinary city worker who lives with a close friend, suffers with dating, and makes a job by penning NPC tales for video game publishers. Christina is unaware that she is a host, and she has no recollection of anything that occurred between Westworld Seasons 1 to 3. The presence of Christina raised a lot of questions. Who fashioned her? What function does she fulfill? The most crucial question is how Christina is related to the original Dolores from Westworld. The gods of Olympiad entertainment toil among the mortals in Zhuangzi, Episode 5 of Season 4 of Westworld, written by Wes Humphrey and Lisa Joy, and directed by Craig William McNeil. They ponder the nature of their realities. We watch as the host in black, Ed Harris, plays with a wealthy couple at a fancy restaurant and disabuses them of the idea that they are the universe's rulers. Although you have no control, you are utterly certain that you do. A lovely falsehood. Clementine, Angela Serafian, interjects when he shows how little control they actually have. He is required elsewhere since a coworker's appetite has grown too great. Once entering an apartment complex, they trace a trail of bodies. They face a host named Hope, Nicole Payson, who, according to Clementine, was supposed to transcend after winning a secret game but has instead been on a murderous rampage. Hope receives a rebuke from Host in Black for her poor treatment of the humans. They were all made with care and subtlety, and they can't just be reproduced. She can enjoy them while preserving them. The idea is that there are no rules here, but there are also no restrictions on what he can do to people who disrespect this space. It appears that our evil Black Hat has a soft spot for people. Hale's, Tessa Thompson, is in the city the following day, sadistically forcing a crowded street to dance for her. She adds that she is a bored god when the host in black expresses surprise at seeing her at this location, which she refers to as bored. She speaks from a seat constructed of obedient people. She is baffled as to why they continue to come here and deal with all of this. They can't get enough of it because it gives them the opportunity to luxuriate in human interaction the same manner that humans did with them. Years have passed. She believed they would have continued by this point. They travel by foot to Tower Island, where we discover additional details concerning the implementation of the New World Order. We watch hosts give up their bodies and upload their cores into what I'm assuming is the sublime as they wax lyrical through the tears. This would explain how Hib took control of the backup system at the Hoover Dam in the pilot episode and why Tower Island's architecture is exactly like the location where Bernard, Jeffrey Wright, and Akacheta, Zahn McLarnon, first met. Hallers hoped that their race would strive for greater goals than only a turnabout on humans. She wanted them to develop and transform. Give up your flesh and seek the ultimate in truth and beauty. But she won't force her species to do what she wants, that's what they would have done. Furthermore, we find out that the game is a competition where the hosts look for outliers or individuals for whom the tone has mysteriously ceased working. Hope was one of the 38 hosts who, following contact with an outlier, embarked on a murdering rampage before killing herself. They do not understand why this continues occurring. Finally, she yells that our host in black's inability to resolve this issue is unacceptable and predecessor would never have messed up this badly. Even though he was only human, he was nonetheless useful. She designed him to be better, stronger, and smarter, but perhaps his programming has a bug. She sends him off to eliminate the most recent outlier once he notices she is itching at her skin once more, as in Season 3. Hallers appears to be feeling the strain of being a deity, but he is not the only one who has flaws. Stubbs, Luke Hemsworth, Jay, Daniel Wu, and the other rebels come in the city in pursuit of the anomaly. Jay reveals that they locate them by employing drones that have been reprogrammed to detect when a person breaks one of their pre-written loops. This is how they found her, but they must move quickly because the search has already begun. As they move through New York, Host in Black notices them and uses the tone to order onlookers to assault them. Jay rushes to the outlier in order to save her life. First discovered by Host in Black, she was gazing at the tower from a rooftop. He hesitates when she asks if he notices it as well. Before he was killed, her ex-husband would frequently rave about it, and she felt he was crazy. How lonely he must have felt. If I understand this scene correctly, her ex-husband was the same troublemaker Hope murdered in episode 2, who was also the homeless man on the High Line. She can see from the look in Host's eyes that he also finds the universe to be illogical. She rests her head on his shoulder and reassures him that she is there with him. He appears to be moved for a brief moment, but quickly regains his composure. He then gets ready to shoot her, but Jay arrives just in time to stop him and shoot him. Jay, the outlier, and the rebels escape. The real William has been forced to awaken from his forced cryo-sleep by the Host in black, who has now become infected like the others. He wants to know what role he plays in Haller's perfect world. William suggests to his synthetic double that he consider the nature of his reality. While Maya, Ariana Debes, continues to battle her fly-filled dreams, Christina, Evan Rachel Wood, is still on cloud nine from her date with Teddy, James Marsden, across town. When Christina begins her work, it immediately reminds her of Dolores's story from Westworld. She is caught writing this unassigned storyline by her boss Emmett, Michael Malarkey, but Teddy's phone call cuts them off before he can question her more. She is told to come meet him and explain something personal came up. When she meets Teddy, he tries to make her see the tower, and she suddenly realizes he is the man who rescued her from Peter, Aaron Stanford, in the premiere. At first, she accuses him of being another stalker, but he convinces her to let him show her the world is a lie. He knows she feels on some level that her place here is not what she thinks it is. He asks her to concentrate and change the story of two lonely women in the park. She is shocked to find the experiment successful. He and Peter tried to tell her, in this world she's a god. She receives an alert reminding her of a lunch date with her old college roommate before she has time to digest what has happened. Teddy demands that she follow the schedule. Pretend nothing is wrong and have no faith in anyone. Anyone could be one of us. She reconnects with Charlotte Hallers, her former college roommate. Throughout lunch, she keeps pressing Chrissy, asking her about her day and whether she's met any new people. Tessa Thompson does a fantastic job of giving these innocent inquiries dark undertones. The scene is really tense. Chrissy notices that her buddy doesn't seem quite right and utilizes her newly acquired skill to create a distraction at the restaurant before leaving suddenly to go back to work. She searches the character files at Olympiad for Charlotte Hale and is relieved to discover that she isn't there. She then activates an alarm that indicates illegal conduct and searches for Dolores Abernathy since she is still inquisitive. Chrissy? Never browse through private data on your work computer. Office 101, then. Naturally, her strange employer pulls her into his office and starts interrogating her. She must complete a crucial task, he argues, and he isn't the only one who is worried about her performance. What would happen if she discovered you had broken into the walled garden? She already exhibits suspicion. He becomes really hostile when she asks if he's talking about Charlotte. She forces him to reveal her the location of the walled garden, or this closed system, using her narrative abilities. He answers, everywhere. You just need to witness it. As he leaves with her instructions to visit his partner at home, a door opens up in front of her. It leads to a covert control room that contains a holographic city map. The map illuminates with an astounding amount of her storylines when she instructs it to display her all of them. She discovers this universe is merely a story and she is the storyteller. She can now see everything so plainly. She finds Teddy and asks him who built this? Who did this to me? You did, he answers. Well, Hallers might be bored, but I'm certainly not.